Hello everyone, my name's Caleb and welcome to the Coherent Architect and the Organic Technology channel, which is all about bringing coherence to ourselves and those around us. Now today I really want to talk about what's going on out there in the world and how do we bring that back to ourselves so we can make a positive impact on humanity as a whole. So first of all, what we're really seeing is a lot of chaos. And the way that evolution and change occurs is through chaos. However, we do need enough energy within ourselves individually, as well as within the community and the larger systems, so we can go to that next level, because if we don't have enough energy, then breakdown can occur. So this is why I say we have to bring the energy back to ourselves and start with our individual selves first, where we can, one, make change from here, and then the larger systems can change from overall in a more easeful way. And yes, there will still be some disruption of some sort. So what is going on out there in the world? We're seeing all this chaos. We're seeing all the different wars going on, where the way we're treating one another, to the healthcare systems, we've got the illnesses and diseases which are just going through the roof. We're thinking of the anxiety, the depression, the stress that's within our systems. We have the financial systems which aren't really working for the individuals anymore and the larger collective. So change is definitely necessary in this point. And this chaos that we're seeing, that's happening quite rapidly, and we're coming to a really close pivotal point now, so we can create these new systems. And that's where I like to talk about these integrated systems, but that's for another time. So exponentially, what are we really seeing? We're also seeing technology. Technology as a whole is really changing, and before you know it, you're going to start integrating this new technology into your life unconsciously. And I really want to talk about that because we have to make conscious decisions. Think about the mobile phone that's in your hand. You may have had the conscious decision to buy the phone, but the tech that was in that mobile phone was the size of a building, say 30 years ago. And now we all individually have that same power that businesses or governments would have had in their system. So what does that mean? Right now we're seeing robotics, artificial intelligence, virtual reality like the metaverse, augmented reality. All of these things are starting to really converge, and it's happening really exponentially because technology grows in an exponential rate. And I love technology. I'm excited about it, and I'm really excited about the changes to come. However, again, we have to have enough energy in our system to handle that technology. Because right now, from what I'm seeing, we can barely handle the technology we have right now, which is just TVs, social media, and our mobile phones. So what does that mean? Because social media, for example, when we're scrolling, gives us this apathy feeling, where we're feeling a little bit, or you could say it's quite a numbing effect. You're getting these little dopamine hits, which feels like you're achieving a task, so you get like a little bit of a happy chemical, but not enough for you to feel amazing or access a certain like flow state in life, where your quality of life is at its maximum peak. So what is technology? Technology is kind of like a double-edged sword, right? So social media, if we look at just social media as a whole, one, it's connected the whole globe together. It's connected us to our families on the other side of the world, our friends, and on the other side, it's causing the depression and the anxiety, and just like I explained, this apathy feeling. So what would AI, robotics, brain chips, augmented reality, what would all this do to us on a human level? And again, I'm not putting down technology because I love technology. I use it every day, almost every day. But we have to consciously engage in it. We have to know what that is doing to our minds, our brains, and our energy. Even our energy fields, which are starting to become more and more well known. So this pivotal point of all the technology that's coming together is causing like a singularity point, right? A singularity is another name for like a black hole in the cosmos space, right? You go into a black hole and all of a sudden physics gets distorted, time, space, multi-dimensions. We don't know what's on the other side. So the same thing's occurring with the technology. It's all really unknown. And for us humans, we love being safe and trying to predict the future to keep us safe. So what do we have to do? We have to bring the energy back to ourselves. First, we have enough ease in our system. So just stop every now and again, stop and breathe. Just allow yourself to go in the nose and out of the mouth. And just right at the end of that out breath, just allow your body to start reorganizing the tension that's in your body so it can make space for something new, more vital energy, and coherent and authentic, that's authentic to you. That's one little exercise you can start to really do, and that's bringing your presence and your awareness back to yourself. And again, it's not about control, but it's just about becoming a bit more easeful in your life, so we're not feeling so overloaded in our nervous systems where our spinal cords and everything feels like they're about to snap. So the first stage is really, just bring it back to ourselves. And from what I see, and from all my research over the last 10 to 12 years, is that I believe we're the most powerful technology on the planet. That's why I call it the singularity of organic technology. Again, there's more and more information coming out there that we're remembering this ancient technology that's been around in the past. And we're coming to that pivotal point again where we're starting to really understand a little bit more of that technology, or actually acknowledging that that exists. So that really switches a bit more of a conscious choice, because if you're the most powerful technology on the planet, what choices would you make when it comes to utilizing technology around you? How would you use AI, robotics? What decisions would you make around brain chips and putting technology into your being? And I do understand that sometimes it's necessary to put a certain technology into your system to help you survive. But what if we're more than that? What if we are the most powerful technologies on the planet? How do we utilize this technology? And that comes back to that we're also evolutionary, self-organizing systems, right? We can reorganize all the tension that's in our body, in our mind, in our emotions, so we can become the most powerful technology on the planet. It's almost like, yes, we're becoming superhuman, but it's a bit more real than that. It's quite raw and authentic. It's coherent to who you are. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to be coherent to themselves and expressing themselves authentically? Because when you do, you have more energy available in your life. And that's when magic can start to really unfold. Not just in a flow state way where you're accessing these peak states of ecstasis or happiness and love, but you're also being authentically human too. So what does that actually look like? Physically in your body, you're able to start to reorganize that tension. You've just got less tension in your body, which usually means just less pain stacked up into your system. So your function improves, you're just moving better, you're fluid, you're flowy, you can be more stronger if you like. And that connection between your brain and all the different cells in your body is just more and more connected. So that's why I like to say, let's start off with the exercise where you breathe in through the nose, out of your mouth, and then right at the end of that out breath, just allow yourself to start organizing or reorganizing that tension that's in your body. Because again, if I bring it back to energy at this point, energy is always there and it's always transforming and changing, right? So if you think of a stretched rubber band, there's so much energy in that rubber band, heat energy, kinetic energy, and when you let that rubber band go, then it snaps out and it becomes floppy, and that energy will go somewhere into the atmosphere or the air around it. The same thing happens with our tension in our body. When we're able to reorganize that tension, release that tension, and learn the wisdom behind that tension, then that makes more energy available for our system as a whole. So I usually say that's step one. And step two is really just acknowledging that we are the most powerful technology on the planet, and we all are unique. We all have a certain energetic signature or a unique fingerprint that makes us us. So just you pondering that question and allowing that to start to unfold into your life is the second step. That way we can really have more energy in our system to start making these conscious choices around us when it comes to the technology, and we're able to respond a little bit more rather than react and just look outside of ourselves and get caught up in the next cool gadget that's around us, if that makes sense. And again, I'm not putting technology down. I love technology and I utilize it every day. But again, I do my best to use it consciously. If you have really enjoyed this content and you've got any questions below on anything from the astrophysics to how we're the most powerful technology on the planet, to our biology and the nervous system, the energetics of life, spirituality and consciousness, feel free to ask any questions below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much and have an incredible day, and just remember, you are the most powerful technology on the planet.